So James Busby brought back a lot of different cuttings from Europe back in 1826, and we inspired a few people back in that era. One of them being Charles Boydell. He provided Charles with cuttings to help propagate and start winemaking and great production in the area.
It's arguably the very first site of vines in the Hunter. So Charles Boydell was a Welshman who came and settled here in 1826, and he planted Verdelho and Muscat grapes on the very same site where we have our vines today.
The Hunter Valley is really based on agriculture. It's got such a beautiful long history, and we have this heritage of incredible vineyards throughout the region. And of course, when you've got fabulous wine, food comes with it. You know, it goes back to the days of Maurice O'Shea, for instance, back from the 1920s, when he put the Hunter Valley on the map in respect to food and wine and how they work together.
Charles Boydell and Henry Lindeman travelled over together, and they were neighbours, both growing grapes at the same time.
I'm Daniel Maroulis. My wife and I purchased this vineyard back in 2015.
My background in agriculture is that I met and fell in love with a farmer, and we started farming in Narromine, just west of Dubbo. And in 2015 we found this vineyard in the Hunter and moved our family out here and started Boydell's.
So we entered the Sydney Royal competition. We won the trophy for the best small winemaker wine.
It's always nerve-wracking to enter such competitions because you're exposing yourself and all of those doubts that you have along the way. Last year we came away with the trophy for the best small producer for our reserve Chardonnay.
So for small producers like Boydell's, fine food competitions are really important. They put us all on an even keel.
Really hard work in a vineyard. You put your blood, sweat and tears into it, so to come away with these professionals recognising the quality of the wine in the glass is phenomenal.
The fine food competition at Sydney Royal is very appealing. We know and believe that we have the best products here at Adina, but we just want to prove it. So it's great for quality control that we go to the fine food show with the RAS and just make sure the judges are sharp and that agree with us.
For us as a small boutique wine producer, it's important for us to be able to test our wine against a lot of other winemakers and wine producers in the country. It gives us an opportunity to find out, where we sit from that quality perspective, and gives us the confidence to say we are making a good product and all our hard work is coming to fruition.
The competitions really help communities of different vintners. We all celebrate together. So if the Hunters won the trophy for that specific variety year, whatever it happens to be, we'll all celebrate that together. It'll be promoted and everybody will talk about it. So if somebody came to our cellar door talking about how wonderful Shiraz in the Hunter, we'd be saying, well, you really must try this one because it's just won the trophy at the show.
It's about getting everyone's product up to the same standard, to a higher standard, and to the point where we can all win a award, make it hard for the judges to choose who is the best.
For us, it really gave us the confidence to know what we're doing is great, and all our hard work is paying off. And from a customer point of view, it gave our customer, it legitimised what we've been telling them for the last 5 years, that our product is great, and that gives them the confidence that they're buying a quality product. Our wine is getting tested from an independent tasting panel, and we've won a gold medal and a trophy.
I think the benefit of us winning awards in major competitions in Sydney and such show that anyone can get the awarded products, but you just need to put in that effort. Us as a small grower compared to some of the bigger industry types, the love that goes into ours shows at the end product. So I think the smaller growers and producers, it's just that love. The love comes through.
It's really interesting when a customer comes into the cellar door and sees a wine's got a trophy, they'll generally go straight to it and say they want to try it.
Yes, a medal on a product, whether it be wine or olives or tapenade, it does make people's eyes light up.
We get such a diverse range of people into our cellar doors, so some will have very little knowledge and they're trying to understand what it is that makes a wine so great. Others have a really extensive knowledge and they like to see whether their palate's on par with the judges. You know, it's sort of like a bit of a competition for themselves to see if they're up to date with everything.
You give them a tasting of what we have here at Adina, and very rarely do they walk out without something yummy.
This once a year opportunity that we get each year is just such a great opportunity to show what we can do, and depending on the vintage conditions change every year, so it's us being able to make the most out of that specific year and put it up on a pedestal.
I see the importance of the Royal Ag Society and the shows. It gives the small winemakers in particular an opportunity to market themselves where we don't have the big budget of those corporate farms and those corporate companies. It gives us an opportunity to get our product in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
So it's really given us a marketing edge. We've been able to promote our win and really legitimise what it is that we do. So we've been telling our customers for a long time that what we produce is fantastic wine, and now we've got a panel of people that also agree with us.
People coming into our cellar door just love to see that we've won trophies and awards, and we'll generally highlight those on our wine list. It's a big talking point. It gives us opportunity to send out an extra newsletter for everyone to celebrate with us. There's lots of opportunity.
The relevance of the competitions at Sydney Royal and the Fine Food Show, I think they're very relevant because the metropolitan population is growing and growing and growing, and I just don't want children thinking that milk comes from a carton and that an olive comes from a jar and a glass of wine comes from a bottle.
I think it's really important. I think it's important for kids to understand where produce comes from. They need to know what it takes for chickens to lay eggs, for where the milk comes from, where wine comes from, and it's a real touch and feel experience for these kids and adults to come to the show and to understand, get a day in the life of a farmer.
It's no secret that the majority of the population live in bigger cities in Australia. They don't live in rural communities, so it's a great opportunity for the city folk to come out and see exactly what's involved in farming and how they do it and what they actually produce.
The competitions are great because it just keeps bringing the country into the city, and people who are interested, they might go back and say, oh, the show was great, so next year more people will go.
Winning the trophy at the wine show has really lifted our label. It's given us legitimacy to what we produce. I would really encourage other small producers to do that. It's a hard slog selling and marketing your product, particularly up against some other labels that have a much bigger marketing budget than you might. So this is a really amazing way and efficient way and rewarding way to be able to get those accolades and be able to lift your product.